who's as adamant about his or her position as I am about mine, whom you think is sharp. Seriously, we know that. And another thing, we heard him say that... Hey, sports fans, Larry Elder here, episode number 106 of And Another Thing. If you'd like to become an Eldorado, and I urge you to do so, go to LarryElder.com, fill out the form, get a free copy of Michael and Me. That's my feature-length documentary where I explore the Second Amendment and where I actually ambush Michael Moore. And I ask him 3 times, Mr. Moore, how often do Americans use firearms for defensive purposes? And 3 times he gives an answer that you've got to see. Now for episode number 106 of And Another Thing. I just read a piece about President Obama and Michelle Obama and how they handle racism. As you know, there's a whole lot of racism talk going on right now in the wake of what happened in Ferguson, what happened in Staten Island, what happened in Cleveland, what happened in Florida with Trayvon Martin. And now there are demonstrations all over the country. Hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe, Black Lives Matter. All of this is all about an assertion, a false assertion, an hideously false assertion, a bigoted assertion that white cops are out to get unarmed black men. Where's the data? In the last year that the CDC put it together, year 2012, about 140 black people were killed by cops. 386 whites were killed by cops. Over a 10-year period of time, the CDC says about 2,000 whites were killed by cops. About half that number of blacks were killed by cops. We talked about this before. Now, if white cops don't care about black people, why is it they attempt to solve crimes when they occur? Wouldn't the thing to do is just to eat donuts and let black people kill each other and not try to solve the crimes? Another thing, I had economist John Lott on my radio show recently, and he's done some analysis. It is certainly true that the polls show that blacks don't trust the police, especially in the wake of these recent incidents. So the question is, given this distrust of police, does it formulate into action? In other words, because blacks allegedly are very cynical about the police, do they not call the cops when they're in trouble? And it turns out the income category that's most likely to be victimized by crime are urban people living in a lower class, working class type of area. And they are more likely to call cops than virtually any other category. So however people are saying they feel about cops, black people are calling them. Now about Michelle and Barack Obama and their dealing with racism. The example that Obama gave is that he was mistaken for a valet one time. Boo freaking who? Lisa is from Bellflower, California. In your opinion, what assumptions about life and living are so weaved into people's lives which prevent them from embracing conservative values? You know, I had an interesting conversation once about why more people aren't libertarian with a friend of mine. And he said it's because people aren't brave. It was Walter Williams, economist. People aren't brave. He said people really deep down inside fear independence. They fear having the power to really shape their own futures. They really want people to guide them and to show them the way. And freedom, conservatism basically means relying on yourself, not relying on government, not relying on government programs, and assuming that the needs of the needy will be dealt with people to people, nonprofit to nonprofit. And that's the kind of world that frightens people. If a child... Hey Eldorados, hope you enjoyed that short preview. If you'd like to become a complete full Eldorado, go to LarryElder.com, fill out the form, you get a free copy of Michael and Me, a documentary that I did where I explore the history of the Second Amendment and where I ambush Michael Moore, and I asked the gentleman 3 times how many times Americans use guns to defend themselves. LarryElder.com, check it out. Done.